welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. If you're returning, welcome back, fam. If you are new, welcome. You already know I like to wander around and see what's going on in the world, and we are about to do a double scoop into the Bravo tea, right? We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 10, episode 9, and Married to Medicine, season 12, episode 1. Plus a little chit chat about like these lunchtime procedures, these Botox fillers, and all this other stuff. And then, you know what I mean? So just go on and follow, like, subscribe, hit the buttons real quick while we jump into it. Let me go on and get this here down. Let me put up the slideshow. Okay. Now we're gonna first start off with the Potomac housewives, right? Because baby, they delivered a full plate of some shenanigans. This whole episode was a masterclass in looking calm while being shady, smiling while plotting, and pretending you don't say something when it's literally on camera, right? Now every conversation starts off soft, then the tone changed. Then the pitch changed. Then all of a sudden somebody's feelings got hurt. Classic Potomac, right? The alliances keep shifting like chairs in a musical. It's ridiculous. Except nobody wants to be the one caught standing. Okay. And we could talk about the random I didn't say that moments because Bravo got the clips. They gonna roll the clips. And it's just a tension between the ladies. Now, I will say that they do show up fashionably, you know what I mean? So if you're gonna be messy, at least be fashionably messy, child. And I love to see it, to be honest with you. Now, if you didn't catch the Housewives, it started back with Giselle's reasonably shady party, where um they ended up having to escort Cookie out of the room after getting a little too heated with Stacy. So the drama was still going on. Now Kay and Cookie, they claiming that Stacy called Chris and told him everything Monique had said about him when they were filming at the World Parade. Now to get to the bottom of it, um, Sharice, she jumped into the scene and she called Chris on the phone, and Chris, she didn't even get paid, child, from what I had heard. But she got Chris on the phone, and Chris was basically like, I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't talked to anybody, basically. So the case was closed, you would think. Nope. Even though Chris himself had just told the ladies that Stacy did not call him, they refused to believe it. They are stuck on the idea that Stacy is lying, and Giselle is she going along with it. You get what I'm saying? Now earlier at the reasonably shady party, Angel and Giselle, Angel told Giselle about how she was hurt by Wendy's actions or whatever. So Giselle couldn't wait to go run over there and, tell Wendy what Angel had said. Now, Angel tried to explain that Wendy had been dismissive and snarky and all this other stuff, but at the end of the day, Wendy didn't feel that she was being dismissive and even, or snarky or whatever, right? Now, the fact that Angel is still trying to pin Giselle's catfish comments on Wendy was pathetic to me. And if you thought I said that wrong, no. Angel literally made it seem as though she didn't even make it seem. She actually said that Wendy, or Kay said that Wendy was the one who made the catfish comment to Angel. And then they rolled that beautiful beam footage. Now poor Angel making zero progress, but her buddy Kay swooped on in like a saving grace, and she was still filming over, Stacy. And somehow Angel and Wendy's argument came into Kay screaming at Stacy. Don't even understand. Kay telling Stacy, "You tired hoe from Detroit, and I know when I see one, blah blah blah." Now, after another round of back and forth, Stacy decided it was time to leave, so she left. She got in the elevator and she left. Jazz ran after her, but Giselle popped up and encouraged her to go because she felt that Stacy was iffy or whatever, right? Now, it only took 9 episodes, but the ladies finally seemed to have shaken the QVC queen at least a little bit, but not really, right? Now, at the Reasonable Shady Madness, Giselle, Tia, Ashley, Kay, they all met up at Angel's house. with nothing on the agenda but to talk about Stacey. And I thought that that was just so high school and so trashy. Like y'all all grown and old, and all y'all doing is talking about Stacey, who when they cut to her scene, she was oh and no. Well, they actually opened up with a cute scene with Stacey and her daughter and the husband making a pizza. So I thought that was really cute. And it just showed how, like at the end of the day, the girl is back with her husband. So it is what it is. Now, Angel put out the what is that? The charcuterie board. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. And so they had, the little alcohol. They had the charcuterie board out. So they was just sitting and eating, and they are all convinced that Stacey's just a straight up liar. They are fixated on the idea that Stacey called Chris and said, repeated whatever Monique had said. And even though Chris already denied that it happened, the women are basically saying that they Chris is a lie too. Now, Ashley, who has been, spearheading this Chris storyline all season, is suggesting that that Stacey and Monique might need to, meet to clear the air, which is great, right? Perfect. Now, let's see, in the end, what Stacey and Wendy? Oh yeah, so while they talking, Stacey and Wendy met up at Jazz's house, just to kind of like just talk, and Stacy wanted to find out, a way to move forward with Monique. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not really concerned with Kay and what Kay got going on. Cause she's like, why is Kay always aggressive with me? Which is a real question. Like, why is she always aggressive with her? And so Wendy was like, she just like your favorite toy. She's, like Kay look at Stacy like her favorite toy in the toy box. Like she always want to play with her, right? Now, just like Ashley, Wendy felt that, the next steps were for Stacy and Monique to meet, and Stacy was cool with it, but she didn't want Kato. And I get it, right? Now, they cut to a scene where Wendy's mom, she brags about Wendy's money and how she spends it, which is really not looking good. But another thing is they keep showing Wendy's wedding ring. And I hope this is not the ring that they talking about that was stolen, because it's so many pictures of her in this ring, and it's a big, beautiful ring, which is why I don't understand why she had that ring out like that. Now, there were a few scenes this week to distract from the ongoing Chris, Stacy, Monique saga. Like Ashley met with her mom to talk about their relationship. Then you had Kay met with her mom to ramble about Greg and the condo no one cares about. And then Wendy sat down with her mom, and the feds might, be pulling that footage soon. So whatever. Now Wendy has been navigating difficult feelings about her dad. She and her sister, they have, they're estranged from him. I think she said they haven't seen each other in like 20 years or something. And he didn't wish her a happy birthday. She invited her mom over to talk, and Susan made some big claims about Wendy's finances. And I think that she was just doing too damn much. But what was doing too damn much is I wish I would have snapped. I might post something. But Wendy's mom's hand and her face, two totally different colors. And I think that, people do be talking about that, how a lot of African countries, they believe in bleaching, and they bleach heavy. I'm talking about they bleach heavy. But I guess, child. Now, Susan, who has, had a head to toe glow up since we first met her, arrived sporting her little Christian Dior bag while discussing Wendy's issues with her dad. She told her, like, it's his loss. Oh, excuse me. Look at how you take care of me. I'm the one enjoying your money. She made these comments. Now, Susan is shouting from the rooftops about enjoying Wendy's money, designer bags bouncing. Wendy is upgrading a six-figure home renovation and faces 16 counts of fraud indictment. Now, Susan even hollered at the contractors to install a bigger chandelier. Wendy's got the budget, she said. I don't know, child. I don't know how. I hope they finish the renovation before them people came knocking at that door. Now, after weeks of speculation about Wendy's connection to Monique's husband, the two finally sat down to get to the bottom of it. That means, we're one step closer to never hearing about this storyline again, right? Fingers crossed. I doubt it though. Now Ashley and Wendy arranged to meet up. Kay showed up too, but Stacy didn't want her there, so she went and sat over there at the bar while the Real Housewives handle business. You give because ain't no way. Now, while discussing whether Stacy dated Chris, Monique made herself clear she does not care if they dated. He's a divorced man, you know what I mean? Monique just wanted to, be sure that there weren't any, like they're not currently dating or whatever. Stacy reiterated that she hasn't been talking to Chris. She even showed text messages proving that Chris has been reaching out to her, but she hasn't, returned it. Now, Ashley immediately threw in her tinfoil hat and suggested Stacey had manipulated the text. She's obsessed, but alas, we carry on. I don't understand. I just don't. Now, in the text messages, Chris says he heard his name was coming up during filming. Those texts predate Monique and Stacey meeting at World Pride. That confirmed one thing: someone is leaking, what's going on, but it's not Wendy. Now, Wendy, on the other hand, now here with her theory. Now, Wendy has some theories. Now, follow me, people. Now, Wendy had okay, so now she got a list of suspects. Now, here it is. Now, Wendy's list gives who could be okay. This is how she broke it down, and I agree with her. Now, you got Kate. Now Kay is stirring the pot. Now she turning the gossip against Stacy. When Wendy pointed out that it never made sense for Kay to be taking calls from Cookie. She barely knows Cookie. Any of these, you know what I'm saying? So like, why are you talking to Cookie? Then you got Angel, who early the season, Angel did say that her and her husband, Bobby, knew Chris. She even called him Chris, Bobby's mentor, Bobby Chris's mentor. Now, and Wendy noted that Angel could have repeated T to Bobby, and then Bobby could have passed it, on over there to Chris. Then you got Giselle, and everyone knows that Giselle loves to stir up drama. Plus, she's been buddy buddy with Cookie since Karen went to jail. Now they could have, they could team up to try to take Stacy down. And then you got, Stacy. Maybe Cookie is telling the truth, and Stacy really did call Chris. I don't know. Now, as the ladies narrowed down their suspect list, Monique left Stacy with the warning: "Be careful with Chris." She said he's messy, and she divorced him for a reason. And Monique didn't want to, see Stacy fall even further down that rabbit hole, and nobody does, right? Now, at the end of the day, Stacey is getting back with her husband. Now she's back dating her husband. They're working on their reconciliation. So it is what it is. But um, I to be honest, I think that it's Kate. I think that Kate done told Cookie some stuff, and then Cookie went back and told Chris, and Chris reached out to Stacey and was like, "Hey," because she did show the proof. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's Stacey going back saying anything. Now, I want to move on over to the housewife. Now, not the housewife. We're gonna switch on over to Married to Medicine because their premiere came in golden. Look, let me tell you something. I loved it. I loved it. The ladies looked stunning. It was it was just gowns and light and beauty, and it just looked so wonderful. Now, some of the marriages are solid, some of the friendships are shaky, some of the conversations in the premiere were given, oh, we're starting this season here. We're not even warming up first child. So I think it was a perfect balance between real life medical talk and mess. Cause I love how like it's one scene where Jackie and Simone are sitting at the table and they eating and it's just brunch and then Simone take a call and then she's doing her recommendation to whoever and then Jackie's like, well, how many weeks is she? You get what I'm saying? And it's like at the end of the day, if it's in you to be a doctor, you always a doctor. You get what I mean? You're not just on call. You always a doctor, whether somebody solicit your request or not. But, yeah, I really did enjoy it. I really thought that it was cool. I wanna say that this season okay, Imma break down what the first episode was about, but this season I think is going to be, um, really okay, let's see. Now, the season kicked off with Dr. Mimi and Steve stepping into their new full-time roles. You know, because Dr. Heavenly, she's going to be doing that whole running for office, so she can't be full-time on this and do that, right? Now, they hit the ground running by hosting a polo party for the group. And I put the pictures in here so y'all can see the pictures. And they look real cute, right? Now, everyone made the guest list, but one person was absent, had everyone talking. Plus, headlines and social media rumors, stoke the flames of some old fuels. And then, providing that, look, the season 11, y'all remember season 11 reunion? That shit didn't resolve not nothing. Oh, Lord. Okay. Now, to say that Quad had a rough season last year would be an understatement. Now, the producers forced her to hang around her ex husband and his new wife as if it was normal. This year, Quad is finally free from them because they did not come back for season 12. The cameras picked up at Quad's house where she's having a backyard party with a few of her friends. One of them is Angel Love Davis, who is entering the group as a part-time cast member. She's a nurse. She used to be on Basketball Wives. She was on Basketball Wives, and she's a long-term friend of Quad, right? Not only is she beautiful, she's smart, she's degreed up. You know what I mean? She got her money. Now, for Angel's first day on the job, she had to listen to Quad rant about her long running beef with Dr. Simone. The last time we saw these two, they were nearly ready to come to blows at the reunion, right? Now, Quad is mad all over again because Simone went on Letitia's YouTube channel, Greg's new wife, and made some shady comments about her finances. And of course, Simone was elsewhere in Atlanta writing up a list of grievances her own to validate why she did it. Now, I will say this. I don't know how Quad getting her money, but how is Quad getting her money? It ain't my business, but that's a valid. Well, I'm just saying. Because ain't, mm, I'm just saying. Look, we know she making a check on this show. But outside of this show, what else is she doing? But I mean, what she could be doing, like little hosting. So that's some money. I mean, she probably and then she depended. I mean, ooh, there was one look. They had an episode. Well, you know how they show you at the end. They do like the what's coming up on the season, and had one episode of like one little clip where Simone had said something like, you just got a lot of debt. You living off credit or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, damn." Mm. I said, "These heifers be hitting low." I would never say that to my friend. Even if she was living like that, I'd never say that. Cause you don't know, you don't be, cause that's not that the karma is something. Now season 12 finds both Jackie and Simone stewing over old online drama. They both have wildly different approaches to the conflict, right? Because y'all know how Jackie gonna handle it versus Simone. Simone get all in your face. Simone is hypersensitive to anything related to Quad. So an article where Quad listed her as married to medicine cast member who would thrive on the traders, that list shade, it didn't approach her well, right? And she didn't appreciate it. And that Quad tried to offer her an olive branch by giving her a last minute invite to her birthday party. That really pissed her off too. So to recap, Simone is mad over an article. Quad is mad over a YouTube video. Maybe they should just stay offline. I don't know. And that will resolve the issue. Now, meanwhile, Jackie has beef with Toya, who, by the way, has once again moved into another home. Now, this home, now it looks fabulous. Well, actually, every house that girl moved into is pretty good. I mean, I like every house she's moved into. Now, for me, I don't know. Maybe the older I get, I just don't need a lot of space because I just think about, now you got to hire help and you know what I mean? I don't really like people like that, and you got stuff, and you know what I mean? You got cameras everywhere 'cause you gotta watch the people, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, um, Jackie has beef with Toya, who like I said, she done moved to another house. Their issue stems from when Toya went on Watch What Happens Live, and she made a comment about Jackie's husband, how he should keep his hands in his pockets and away from women. And then, Bravo, they gonna roll that beautiful beam footage. And they showed the two times, the one picture where Curtis had his arm on Heavenly, who had his hand on Heavenly's hip, and he was behind her, which was inappropriate, in my opinion, as a married man. He should not have. And then there was another picture, or another video where Curtis had put both his hands um on Toya's hips and pulled her. Y'all remember? And he had pulled her down, and she sat down. He had pulled her down. And Jackie was sitting right there, and even you could even see it on Jackie's face if she felt uncomfortable by it. So those are the women. The women who tell you it's your fault that it happened to you. You're not blaming him. It's my fault, right? I'm just a child, but this grown man who probably got years of wisdom and experience. He just don't. I'm just okay. You could train a dog not to eat, or you could train a dog to eat on command, but he can't. No, okay. Now, okay, so she was mad about the comment. Now Jackie didn't like that, right? Because Curtis had dragged enough. She felt like Curtis gets dragged enough on the show, so she lit up the cast group chat to put Toya in her place. The editor showed the screenshots of the shady, text exchange where she was just like, "Not cool." Jackie would never say it about your husband in public on the public forum, blah blah blah. But it's like you still not addressing the fact. I get what Jackie's saying, but you are on a public show and everybody done seen this. So wouldn't you want everybody to know that y'all have addressed this? Because what if we all wondering like, damn, everybody know Curtis a freak, ain't nobody saying nothing to Curtis? And it's like, but behind the scenes, y'all know y'all don't talk to Curtis. You get what I'm saying? But it don't seem like y'all talk to Curtis because it keep happening. Because you got at least 2 times. He shouldn't have did it not once. You know what I mean? And then when he got caught cheating with the woman, because they pulled that big, beautiful, big photo up where he was in the airport with the woman, hands right there over on her too, going over there to Lake, wherever they went. I can't remember the name of that Lake Geneva or Conoco or Cheetah Lake. Now, what I will say is that Toya didn't really give a damn. With all that in mind, every single OG cast member is coming into the premiere with some sort of issue. Luckily, their new friend Mimi is hosting an over the top party where they can all dress up, and address things head on. That's the formula for this show, right? The 12 years later, they're still sticking to it. And we love it. We appreciate it, right? I appreciate it. The last season, Mimi and Steve came into the group as friends to Dr. Greg. Although the Longspurs are no longer in the cast, Steve and Mimi got promoted to full-time cast members. Immediately, they got to work in season 12 by throwing the Sanders Polo Classic. I thought it was cute. I really did. I thought it was cute. If I ever get some money, then I'll do that. You know what? That would be like the actual perfect party for like, oh my god. I think I'd have found, like, what I would like, okay, but it wouldn't be in the backyard, though. You know what I'm saying? I put some money towards it. You get what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be in the backyard. That's just tacky. No, I'm saying it's good for them. It'll be tacky for me. Now, of course, when you hear polo and you get an invitation that's printed on a chunk of asphalt, because they sent it in like that ash star, that turf, that you put down. You're expecting to see at least one horse. However, Mimi and Steve didn't have no horses, nor did they have any polo. Dr. Contessa, the other newly promoted cast member, called it, out in her confessional. She basically was like, "This is not a polo event. There is no horse close to here. There are no stables close to here, and we have." Then they put a fake horse right in the middle of it all. It was very misleading, is what she said. I agree, and I also agree that Dr. Contessa look like she been stressing because okay, so y'all know when girls okay, so when the girls had a breast implant and they all healthy and stuff, and it's looking all nice and it's sitting all up and it's looking real pretty because it's all it's all going together. And then you know how like when people start stressing and they start losing weight, it's not intentional. It's like that stress, weight loss, and then they start looking out. It's not sickness or nothing. Like literally, it's just stress. Right? Because she said she's working like 6 jobs. She could have been exaggerating, but she's working 6 jobs. They went and then they, like, liquidated, like, a lot of everything. She damn near said they liquidated everything, but she caught herself. It's like she wanted to say because they bought a building, which is a great investment. They bought a building for 1.4 million, and so I guess they're gonna turn this into, like, their practice. It's gonna be a practice. and it's gonna return value, and then they own it. So it's not like we have to pay any leasing or anything like that. But they cashed out like the 401s, bonds, stock, all kinds of stuff. And she's working, he's working, but she's working more because he started talking about he got home at 2 o'clock, and she was like, "Yeah, that's what the woman is supposed to say, not the man." And then he kind of caught himself. He probably, no, I ain't gonna make that joke because she's no, I'm not gonna do that. Now, yeah, so the fake horse or not, Mimi and Steve did do a great job with the event. Steve even bust out his mustache, his mustard yellow suit. And I thought he looked real cute. I love a man who can be what is it? Androgynous. He can be like gayish but not gay. You know what I mean? Like he looked cute. I enjoyed it. And then she looked cute. I think they I want to see how they and then I like the fact that she stayed neutral. Like how they were trying to create, with like, oh, she's on their side, and she was like, hold on, no, I am for everybody. You know what I'm saying? See how they look? I like them. I think they look cute. But we're gonna see how they are as a first time couple on here, because it's different being a friend of and actually being don't. I don't need them being boring. And speaking of, you see that heifer back there in the back to the left? She do those Botox and those lunchtime injections and stuff. Child, okay. Now, her name is Brandy Milton. Now that's Jackie asked her if her thyroid was enlarged as a welcome to the group. She had just met this lady, and the first thing she said is your thyroid enlarged?" I mean, I grabbed my invisible pearls. I said, "What the hell is she talking about? Is her thyroid enlarged?" I was like, "Who the hell?" I was like, "What the hell?" The only person missing at the party was America's favorite dentist, Dr. Heavenly. Her absence did not go unnoticed. Now, while Bravo dropped the cast picture for Married to Medicine season 12, people realized that Heavenly was no longer featured as a main cast member. Now, her absence was addressed during the season 12 premiere, and she didn't attend the Polo, classics, right? As the ladies questioned her whereabouts, Dr. Jackie said she got the heads up that Dr. Heavenly wouldn't be there, but didn't know exactly the reasons for her absence. But she later on went head on and said that she said that Jackie told them that it was, I mean, that Heavenly says none of their damn business. Now, now Toya said that. Oh, and then Jackie did also mention that she's gonna be running for like a congressional campaign, or she's gonna be running for something. Now, Toya had another theory. Around this time, Dr. Heavenly's son was indicted for felony aggravated assault on a police officer. Now, this news surfaced while the ladies were filming, and Toya suspected that Heavenly skipped the party to avoid having to address it. Right? Toya had said, that would be the only reason because she hasn't missed a group function in over 12 years. Okay? So let that sit where you want it to. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a Married to Medicine party without a little bit of chaos, and things start, they kicked off towards the end of the premiere. Now, this is when Quad rolled up and Simone got activated. Now, the pair came face to face for the first time since the reunion, and Simone loudly called her out over her last minute birthday party invite. Now, first off, I didn't like how close. Like, if we ain't had no good conversation before the last time we speak, don't run up in my face, getting up in my face, because Simone gets up in people's faces, and she ain't found the right person to just run up in their face. And I mean, all up in her face. Like I was like, if I was Simone, I would have just started swinging, just windmilling. So, so Simone called her about the last minute birthday invite. Then Quiet hit back about her making that comment with her ex husband's wife, and then they went back and forth per usual for the tit for tat bush. And then out of all the people, it was Toya who actually got in and was just like, "Hey, can we fix this?" Because Toya was over it. I mean, it's tiring. I guess because Toya ain't the headline. They weren't sure, but Simone revealed that she felt so affected by the season 11 reunion that she was in the bed for 2 days. We know Quad felt deeply hurt by Simone's past behavior too. There was a lot of pain between those women, but Simone said she wanted to reset so they could move forward. She basically was like, I don't, I think we need time and we need space. That's fair, but how much time and space do they need before they can coexist like normal friends, right? Um, we've had to just we just guess we just gotta stay tuned to it. But from the previews that I saw coming up, baby, them heifers go in it to win it, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But I will say this now. We gotta talk about these lunchtime procedures these people keep pushing. That shit look painful. Getting that Botox and then all this stuff, I don't know, man. I think I'm just gonna age with grace. Like, I don't know. Like maybe when I get like 60 or 70, getting like a facelift or something. No, I want to be no, like I don't like I'm black. I don't think I don't think my skin gonna be cracking like that. Like I don't think that I really need a facelift to maybe like 109, 110. You know? So I don't think Imma really need a facelift. And then when I be seeing the girls go and get the Botox and stuff, it's like, "Oh my god." Like, 5, $600 a syringe? A syringe? Do I need to meet me a doctor and get a discount? Now, I when I was thinking about that, I was like, "See, this is why I just believe in self-care, just focusing on yourself and just doing" Like, before I wrap up though, I do wanna, for a few of y'all, my people who've been hearing me talk about my invention that I'm working on, I'm gonna mention it real quick because, you never know who's listening, right? Now, I am developing a self-parting hair tool. It is a hands-free device, that helps you part your hair clean and perfectly straight without any assistance. Um, I kinda wanna give you the description, but then I don't want you to be sitting at home drawing it out and stuff like that because then yeah. Now it works on wigs, natural hair, braids, locks, even if you ever sew in, anyone trying to, not have to go into a mirror to get like a straight line done to your head, right? I'm in the early stages of, doing the patent work, connecting with manufacturers, um, also with attorneys, because I gotta make sure that I have an attorney over in Asia because, just I have to have all that just to make sure that my patent and stuff get done over there. Um, but this tool is really about to change how, people prep their hair for, like, braid day and stuff like that. So just stay tuned because when I drop it, you guys are gonna be, part of it. Because of course, Imma bring it on here and do, like, a live demo and all that. I'm just gonna go on, like, all my platforms and do, like, a live demo. So this is kinda just me building up my audience in a sense so that once I do launch it, it's not, like, just something that I'm just now talking about. So, yeah, but I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure that you hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. Oh, also you can go to my website and sign up on my wait list so that when it come out, if you're female or male and you have hair, because you gotta have a certain length of hair to use this. But if you want to be someone that is considered to use it, and be part of like a small group of people that we're going to be sending them out to so that people can, use them and give us feedback before we actually move forward. You know what I'm saying? Just like test people, it'll be fun. But anyway, yeah, yeah, just go over there and check it out. Y'all know I'm trying to grow my channel. So yeah, so like I said, just hit the subscribe, like, share, follow, whatever. Remember consistency is key. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Now, I think I might just do recaps for both Housewives and Married to Medicine on the same video just because they're gonna be on the same day, so I don't have to do 2 videos for one. Cause why? Yeah, cause I don't wanna have that. Yeah, 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 Imma do that. But anyway, I do wanna thank you guys for tuning in to, what did I do? Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Remember consistency is key. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Until then, be easy. Don't let nobody talk to you crazy, and don't let nobody talk to you about getting no lunchtime procedures because that shit look painful. And remember, once you do it, you can't undo it, and you might have to keep doing that stuff for the rest of your life. Do you really want to keep doing that stuff? I don't think so.